head boys go down here, so we staying on the grind, no breaks. Nah. If this a gimmick, then explain what's the incentive. Been extorted and deported, for this face I'm representing. And when I started singing lyrics, I wasn't thinking about no cipher. I was thinking about them addicts and them Jews and them lifers. Well, this is what the people lose their life for. And what they give up all their rights for. It ain't no church in the world, huh? But tell me who you think I'll fight for. And I ain't gonna be self-righteous, but I'll fight just to you think twice. Folks wanna call rap. Nah, homeboy, it's sacrifice. Somebody's rapper's reputation should be in dispute. Cause real recognize real and you do not you.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, you are definitely back on another journey to truth and life, and you're rocking with your boy, none other than MTAC, Mr. More Than a Conqueror himself. And I see we already have some soldiers in the building. We got Miss Tony H, the Queen Tony H, off in the building. You said the audio is in and out. They are always messing with my live streams. It's difficult for me to even log on now. I spent an hour just trying to log on to StreamYard, so it's getting more challenging as these satanic Masonic workers of iniquity are being exposed. So, Tony, if you're okay, you said I was just about to ask, so there you go. Yes, we on the same page, so I can be heard now, and I'm glad. If we do experience some technical difficulties, which we always do every time I'm live streaming, I'll be right back. They kick me out, I climb in through a window. They kick me out again. I'm coming, you know, through the back door. Any way I can get back in here to get this truth out for my people. That's what I'm going to do. And so we have a great topic on today. And this topic is a topic that is affecting all Americans. However, it is a topic that is forbidden from discussion, meaning there's a secrecy. Um, there's a gag order on this particular truth. So I'm just going to read through, and hopefully you guys will be able to read it, see as I actually read along. This is a community warning that I urge targeted individuals to copy and pass out in their communities, because the engine that, or the wind rather, that fans the fire that is destroying our lives is the fact that this program is kept secret. It's kept from being discussed. So this community warning flyer kind of give a summarized detail of how the program works, how it's destroying lives, etc. And by passing it out in your communities, you can kind of take away the cover or the camouflage that the enemy use in order to destroy your life in secret, and not just your life, but many others. There's a lot of targeted individuals out here, believe it or not. I'm not the only one. And so this actually says psychological warfare operations and deceptions, along with magnetic anti-personal assaults, are being run in America by these government agencies. And some of the government agencies listed here the alphabet crews: FBI, DHS, CIA, NSA, DOD, DOJ. It also says that all accomplices, you know, all who participate are accomplices to potentially murder American citizens. And then it gives some sightings for credible references and sources. It says, these agencies are spreading lies, rumors, slander, and libel and defamation about outstanding community members in obtaining wrongful, illegitimate court authorizations from corrupt judges to convince business, schools, libraries, and others that these Americans are under federal investigation as suspected terrorists, extremists, mentally unstable, prostitutes, pedophiles, and other unsavory labels. They have to make it appear that we're the worst thing walking the earth in order to coerce others to participate in this sick program. Otherwise it wouldn't fly. Extreme. It goes on to say, in order to coerce American communities and neighborhoods to join repressive, meaning holding you back in life from progressing, community policing program. And this is the topic. Community policing programs are Masonic and demonic and helping to conduct carcinogenic. For those of you who don't know, carcinogenic means cancer causing electronic surveillance with radio frequency weaponries on the bodies of Americans. This is what you're experiencing. They want to do a slow kill. This is a genocide program. And with these carcinogenic or cancer causing weapons, they're able to send certain frequencies through your body and basically induce illness. I was reading an article on how even the radar and radiation waves being emitted by certain towers, which I won't say the name, but communication towers, is known to cause flu-like symptoms, and anyone exposed to it over a short period of time. Just in a short period of time, subjects that were close to these towers experienced running nose, coughs, um, allergy symptoms, things of that nature. And these are directly related to the new communication devices that they've put up, or communication towers rather, that they've put up lately. Flu-like symptoms, and you can go look this up. The FCC actually have it on their website if you want to go look up the harmful effects. They do have to release this information for whatever reason or another. On the bodies of Americans, as well as human trafficking. So there are definitely human trafficking does, which means that they're making buku's amounts of money off each one of the so-called targeted individuals. Your name gets thrown on one of these watch lists by these corrupt federal magistrate judges. And once your name is thrown on that list, these private security subcontracting corporations or businesses, which are made up of, conjoined or confederated members of communities, and that goes deep, who have at least a low level one confidential security clearance. Now you can go look up what I'm saying. They have a low level confidential security clearance. So there's different levels of security clearances. For those of you who don't know, you have level 1, level 2 confidential. Those are your low level, informant, gang stalkers. These are your petties. Above that, you have your handlers, and they actually have something called a level 3 or secret clearance. So it'll be a secret clearance, and then above that, it'll be, top secret, and then the highest one is above top secret, which means it's a black op clearance, meaning whatever they do is never recorded or traced. And these are the highest workers of iniquities, mostly from your CIA and FBI Division 5 with those security clearances. And that's why they were mad at Donald Trump. And I'm not saying Donald Trump is a good guy. He's probably, I ain't going to say, but it's probably everything you think he is. You know what I mean? But sometimes psychopaths and narcissists kind of clash. And for whatever reason, he actually did speak out against those security clearances being abused by people who are no longer affiliated with these autonomous government associations. So Donald Trump did at least do that much, you know, and then he snatched 17 of them. Whatever I'm saying, you can actually go verify and look it up, and that's one reason why they kicked him out the door. Why he do that? I don't know. It might have been part of Satan's plan and agenda, objective, whatever. I don't know, but I do know those are the facts that he did pull 17 at least top level above um, high levels security clearances. And just Google what I'm saying. And a lot of those, alphabet crews came together and was like, we got to get rid of this guy. And they did, and he's not great. I'm pretty sure he's as evil as all the rest of them. That's no joke. But Satan's kingdom is divided. I'll put it that way, which is a good thing for us because a kingdom divided cannot stand. So they're exposing one another big time, believe it or not. But they are human trafficking us and to these daily non-consensual means you don't consent to it. You don't ask to sign up for your body being used as in a ping pong bag to be bounced all over the place for experimentations, being hit with V2K voice to skull, which Tony, I know you suffer with, directed energy weapons to see if they can induce cancers or other diseases into a person's body or some form of harm or mental anguish that would cause the person to display pseudo symptoms, mostly related to mental illnesses. So, through the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, they're able to induce certain symptoms that the targeted individual would complain about or display that they will then use to fraudulently misdiagnose and classify that person as schizophrenic, bipolar, which are their favorite two words nowadays. Whatever you complain about people following you around, you got to be paranoid, schizophrenic. You're upset because you're being hit with directed energy weapons and you have outbursts of anger because you're being poisoned, drugged, raped, beaten in secret, but you have a public outburst. They call you bipolar. You complain about voices, split personality, schizophrenic, whatever, they can misdiagnose someone as. They're doing it. Why are they doing it? Because they're conducting these non-consensual military intel neuro, which means pertaining to your brain, experimentations and weapons testing programs. This is directly related to the MK Ultra experiments, the MK Ultra Monarch experiments by the you know who, which if I probably say that, they'll probably kick me off this channel. But shalom, 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 Amanda. Welcome on. Good day. It is definitely beautiful. And Shonda G is off in the house. My goodness. Shalom to you as well, Shonda G. I'm glad you guys have come out to join me as we are exposing this sick inhumane program. I mean, there's lives literally being destroyed underneath the guise of peace and safety, national security, which literally means nationally securing the satanic, psychotic, narcissistic, demonic elites position at the top. That's what national security means. It means to nationally secure these shape shifting, reptilian, non humanistic, emotion showing elites position at the top. They feel their world is crumbling and their system is no longer stable. So, through national security in a uh, false presentation of peace and safety, they are destroying the lives of anyone who can see through their bullcrap. And I just so happen to be on this list, and unfortunately, many of you are on this list as well. So I do apologize that you're having to experience this torturous behavior at the hands of the autonomous shadow government of America. I will continue to read. Says thank you. Let's see. Yeah, thank you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, and thank all of you for supporting in the work that you are doing, because it takes a village. Yeah, Shandaji said I was looking for you yesterday. Um, I have been experiencing technical difficulties on my channel, so I do apologize. For whatever reason or another, they've been able to hack into my accounts, my Google accounts, my StreamYard, and my internet services. So at will, they're able to either disable or cause some sort of um, disruption in me being able to log on and stay logged on. Hopefully, we can get that fixed. So if there's a tech savvy mind out there who knows or can give advice to me and others on what we can do in order to kind of secure our accounts a little bit better, please share that. I'd be more than happy to definitely um, allow you to come on this platform and educate us on what we can do in order to protect ourselves from cyber harassment and hacking. Okay, so as I move forward, this is a quote by one of the whistleblowers of the Federal Bureaus of Investigation. And this quote says, remember, please, that the only the FBI and the CIA have powers with the Fusion Center to globally run horrendous campaigns for torture and murder. So they're the only ones who are authorized to do so, which is sick. It means that they're directly related to the Operation Paperclip program. This is look up Operation Paperclip, PAPERCLIP. So just one moment, you guys. All right, hopefully I'm back, you guys. I do apologize. So it clearly says that these alphabet crews are authorized to run these horrendous programs for torture and murder, meaning that they're authorized to conduct these things. They're also obligated to investigate these crimes, which means if the criminals are the people that's supposed to be protecting and serving against this crime, you are in a horrible situation. You're in a catch 22. A catch 22 pretty means that you're screwed, because the heroes are indeed the villains in this case. It says um, that they are spearheading the most colossal and evil attacks on people ever conceived on the face of the earth. They are using deep space technology, meaning satellites. So anytime you see deep space technology, these are the satellites in the sky. They have one called Satan, the digital angel, and the Satan satellite is actually equipped with different types of laser weapons to be able to torture um, you from a distance. These are satellites that can veer off into deep space, supposedly, but they're utilizing those in order to torture people inside their homes. They can actually see you through your roofs. If you're in the basement of your home, they can utilize these satellites, which use infrared millimeter waves and penetrate through any non-conductive material and see you, like infrared. One of the handheld technologies, if you would like to look it up, it's called Cantronics. So Cantronic. Cantronic is one of the infrared handheld cameras where you can see people's infrared body signature through walls and so forth. This is why, they'll get next to you if you're in a motel or something like that, and you're like, how can they see me through these walls? How do they know where I'm at? They're using a military grade surveillance camera called Cantronics. Once again, what I'm telling you is not what I think, it's what I know and what I've seen with my own personal eyes. Um, and so the military used to have access to this. Now the public uh, has access to it underneath the guise of the fake war on terror, which they probably removed this video just because I said the fake war on terror, because they will swear up and down it's real. Uh, let's see what we have. They're kicking people off my channel. Um, And so I'm going to put some of these comments on the board. Yeah. So different vibration waves, Amanda says. All right. Yep. It says, yep, that's why a lot of animals are acting odd nowadays. Yes, indeed. A lot of animals are acting odd because they have gone back to their atheistic, satanic, wicked ways. And we're in the days of Noah. Back in the days of Noah, they were not only just torturing and splicing and experimenting with the uh, animals, but they also were, sick as this sound, they were also consummating with the animals, meaning that they were raping the animals, bestiality, as sick as that is. So, yeah, a lot of these animals are being tortured. Yeah. And I'm going to post this. I'm not going to say it just for censorship purposes, but what is posted uh, has been known to affect the natural migration and behavior of essential habitation life. particularly bees, which is very essential for pollination, uh, our vegetation, and so forth. A lot of farmers are experiencing warfare. They want to induce a inorganic uh, famine. So this inorganic famine that they're inducing comes from them paying farmers not to farm, setting up these particular technological infrastructures that cause bees and other insects that are needed in order to ensure the health of plant growth and pollination um, develops over time. It's interrupting their natural behavior, killing them off. Even birds are swarming different and having um, cognitive confusions as far as their migration behaviors, reproduction behaviors, etc. And this is all from credible articles that I've read over the years, because I've been studying this for nearly a decade, probably more than a decade, ever since I've woke up to the fact that my family and I are indeed under attack. So, man, my boy Night Taggart is in the building. Salute to a real soldier, man. What's good with you, bro? Glad you came through. We got Tony H in the building. We got Night Tiger in the building. Um, and we got Amanda in the building. We got a lot of power in this building. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share this link, and hopefully one of you guys can come on. I know uh, Tony H is someone who's really good at um, educating people on the V2K. Now, I myself cannot personally uh, talk about the V2K. I can indirectly talk about it because my son suffers from V2K, and it's horrible. It is horrible. Um, especially when you're watching your child being tortured by uh, this sick, satanic, demonic program and the technologies that they utilize. These are sick people. These aren't human beings. I know a lot of people would like to think that everyone is human. Everyone's not human. First off, you got to have humanistic emotions in order to be a human being. Everybody on earth, regardless of what they look like, is not human. You think a human being could literally torture someone for years on top of years, poison, drug, rape, lie, and do all these secret, sick things consistently, and get some sort of joy or pleasure from it? No, that's not human. That's not human like. And my mom used to always say, she said, hey, you know, people, humans can do some bad stuff, some really bad stuff, you know. Hey, they can really do some bad stuff, but only a demon can do something demonic. And so if it's demonic, it's a demon doing it. Don't look at the body, look at the behavior. So let me, um, yeah, yeah, they're attacking children nowadays. I actually was reading a couple of articles earlier, and I wanted to um, post some of them on here. I just don't know how to share these screen clips uh, on television, but it broke my heart because right before I got on this channel, I was going through the news thread, and came over back-to-back articles just released today. Seventh grade female teacher accused of, um, sexually raping the 12-year-old kid. Um, these are gang stalkers, people with degrees, bachelor degrees. It was another article underneath that, and these, you can just look at them and tell they're gang stalkers. Florida contracting couple, husband and wife, accused of keeping this child in a basement and sexually abusing them through whatever satanic rituals that they had. It flipped through another story, and the exact same thing with this old weirdo looking handler type guy um, with a buzz cut, and he's sexually abusing and torturing 14-year-old kids. So the Most High is exposing them. He's exposing them big time. He's tearing them up. So it may not happen as quick as we want it to happen, but trust me, these demonic, satanic, um, whatever you want to call them. I don't like calling them people because they're not people. Calling them people would, they're not worthy of that. But whatever they are, they're definitely starting to be exposed. But it broke my heart just reading those articles. Here, it's grown people could have another grown person. There's plenty of singles. They're keeping all the targeted individuals single. They don't want us to be in a relationship and enjoy, you know, the holy matrimony union of life and social life that the Most High have for us. They could have another grown person, but instead they rather have, you know, a child, or they would rather have an animal, or they would rather have, someone of the same sex. Even sicker than that, I was reading an article last night, and it here's a millionaire. He's a PhD Oriental guy, and the story headline was a man, legally marries a virtual wife, but now he's um, hologram wife. Now he is struggling to um, you know, build bonds and relationships with her. If you guys seen that article and you know what I'm talking about, you can share the link in the description box. But people are now able to legally marry a hologram spouse. This is the sick days of Noah that we're living in. And community policing is directly related to this sick, inhumane behavior that they call the new norm, which is supposed to bring in world peace and safety, but it's destroying the lives of many. Um, and so let me catch up with some of these. It says, yep, been physically abused and almost hung and butchered, knife, and almost drowned. Um, groomed at the age of 3. Man, this is this is speechless right here. If you guys can read that, this is unbelievable. Yeah, and as predicted, they kicked us off right at that because they don't like the truth being exposed. But we're gonna continue to expose the truth. You know what I mean? So they kicked me off. That's just so predictable and so pathetic. The mere fact that they watch me, I'm living in my car, literally. Um, the fact that they watch me and they're afraid of what I'm going to say on this platform, it just kind of blows my mind. The fact that you know, out of all the stuff they could be doing and all the people they could be, watching, they choose to watch my channel. Is he going live? Oh, let's make sure we disrupt his live stream. It's just sick, man. If there's any psychotic alphabet agencies watching my channel, I want you to know you need some serious help, and I do pray for you because it's just um, sick mind that would do such a thing. You're going to watch my channel and kick me off for what? Am I committing a crime? I've never committed a crime. I have a clean background. The only thing on my background is whatever lies, rumors, and slander you have spread it about me. Other than that, there's nothing. You can go pull up my file. I have no misdemeanors, no felonies, no crimes, whatever on my record. So I'm not the criminal, but I know who he is, the criminal. And you continue to commit these heinous, sick crimes, which must be exposed. I'm sorry. So if you don't like what's been said on this channel, you might want to just go somewhere else. There's plenty of, kitty videos, whatever, here on YouTube. Saw one about the dancing puppy. You can go watch that. I'm pretty sure you'll get a good laugh. But anyway, we're back. She said they want me to be quiet. Yeah, Amanda, don't you ever be quiet. You speak up and you tell your story. You tell your story. You tell the world because it's not just for you. It's for others who's going through it as well. Do you know how many victims? I thought I was the only one going through this. I thought I was the only. I said, "What in the world is going on?" It wasn't until I started researching, and around 2013, I came across different blogs, and I found out about other victims, such as Myron May, who was going through this, and Alexis, who was going through this. Many different others. James, I can't think of his last name, that was going through this, and they shared their story, and their story definitely helped me out. So now I share my story to help others out. Because for a while they had me thinking I was actually possibly losing my mind. I knew I wasn't crazy, but I just couldn't put it together, and that's what they want us to think that we're crazy, and we're not. We're just being attacked by crazy people. Um, yeah, she said it's because of who I know and who I'm related to. A lot of times, yeah, this is how it works. As sick as it is, you know. Um, and this is why I encourage people who are being targeted, tortured, um, going through this extrajudicial, meaning it takes place outside of court. Um, Basically ignoring your constitution protected rights, which is innate, meaning they're God given rights. It comes from the Most High. They can't give it, they can only ensure the protection of the rights, such as freedom of speech, right to trial by jury, to have to be fairly heard, to present evidence and witnesses to support your case, your argument, in your side of the story, to have your Eighth Amendment exercised, meaning no unfair and unusual and cruel punishment, etc. So, long story short, it, we need to be vocalizing. If we're not vocalizing, we need to be writing community memos, putting them up on light posts, public windows, passing out flyers to properly educate people on this sick program. Because other than that, as long as they can keep it secret, they're going to continue to do it. We need to be sounding the alarm. There's actually a scripture verse that says, cry out, sound the alarm, the trumpet, blow the trumpet in Zion, meaning blow the whistle on these bastards. Because trust me, they don't plan on changing. You think they plan on apologizing? No, it's going to take the hand of the Most High to move them toward a public apology, and I do believe it's coming. It's coming soon. There's no way they can continue to do this and not address it publicly. At some point in time, they're going to have to acknowledge the fact that they ran this sick, genocide. I want to say the word, but I can't but I'll spell it out. NAZI program, if you know what I'm talking about. That's exactly where it comes from. And it's a eugenics program, because if you know anything about that program, it was to um, do genetic selection in order to kind of beef up the DNA, I guess, manifestation of what is called the alien or non-human gene. So I don't want to go too deep off into it, man, because it will kick you off YouTube permanently if you talk about it. But there's certain books that people can read that will blow your mind. And it's such a shame that we got to watch everything that we say nowadays. But you guys are very educated, and I know you can follow them. But that's what it is. It's eugenics. It's genocide. It's the battle of species. Battle of species. A narcissistic, non-humanoid, um, non-humanistic humanoid species, I guess you could say, what we would call the serpent or reptilian gene, which is directly related to the narcissist, cold-blooded, cold-hearted, no emotions, can torture you. They actually get off sadomasochistic, masochistic. I can't pronunciate the word too right because I am born and raised in the South, believe it or not. But this is their behavior. Now, psychology defines it one way, but the scriptures define it another. They are just demons. They're demonic. So whether you call them a psychopath, narcissistic, sadomasochistic, or whatever word you want to use, you're describing a demon. You're not describing a human being, because humans have emotions. A human being can't torture, men, women, and children, unborn fetuses, for the pleasure of it. That's not human like. If you think humans do that, then you're sadly mistaken. Human beings don't do that, but these cold blooded reptilian DNA type individuals, they do it. They get off on it. They enjoy it. You know, they're of their father, which is the devil. And all they love to do is kill, steal, and destroy, and torture in the process of doing it. They love to play with their victim before they actually kill it. So let me catch up with some of these comments. It says, yep, mine just shut down and I had to get uh, BK back on there fast. Yep. So this is what they're doing. And my girl Shonda G got my back. She said, yes, that is right. You know what I mean? I'm going to speak the truth. I'm just going to expose it. I'm not the most eloquent person in the world. I'm just someone who, I'm a man whose family came underneath attack. I had no idea what was going on when it first happened. I had no idea. I just knew our lives was being destroyed by something so abnormal and unorthodox. I didn't have the mental or physical and spiritual capacity in order to combat it. So I had to evolve and become something else. And this is where MTAC was born. You know what I mean? Is the Most High had to, he had to, come in and make me over because it really did toss me for a doozy. I had no idea what was going on, man. They had me on the ropes, but not anymore. You know what I mean? I go around here, and I wish they would, man. I'm body slamming these demons all over the place, and that's just what that be. Now I got that. I wish they would let them say something or get out of line or do something, man. I'm ready. Um, yeah, yeah, they love the adrenochrome. Yes, indeed, man. And this is where a lot of these cases are coming up with these children being tortured, coming up missing, and things of that nature, you know, because they need that adrenochrome or whatever it is that they do with it. This is sick, this is demonic, but it is happening. If people say this is conspiracy, then you are an idiot if you say what I'm speaking is conspiracy when for years the story narrative have been abandoned children. Just go look up some of the articles. I just read it was KATV News thread, if you want to look it up. And the first 3 out of 4 stories was about child abuse, sexual abuse, and this is from high level business profiled people, teachers, etc. It's not big belly Joe nobody that's doing this stuff. This is people that could easily get away with it because when they come out and be like, "Oh, I got a bachelor's degree. I'm part of the community policing and whatever. I protect and serve. I do my civil duties. Productive citizen, whatever the case may be." That's a perfect disguise for these gang stalking demons, hive mind, children of disobedience, in whom the Antichrist spirit obviously is working through, and that is scriptural. Let me see what it says. It says, my bruh fam of the Freemasons were in charge of the blood drive and the blood club. Man, it's some deep stuff coming on. Yeah, some deep stuff. Uh, Amanda, I can share this link once again, and if you want to come on and just speak your mind, I can mute my mic, and you can tell the world, you know, your story. If you guys want to come on here, um, Tony H, if you're still in the building and you want to share your story on the V2K and how your family also is being attacked, you're more than welcome. Shunda G, if you want to come on here, give some encouragement or whatever is on your mind, you're more than welcome. My boy Night Tiger, he's come on here plenty of times, at least twice before, and shared his story. And so the world needs to hear what you're going through. They need to know, because guess what? Mainstream news media isn't telling them. Do you think CNN, Fox, ABC, NBC is going to tell your story? They're going to tell what the United States government literally is aware of happening to you. And it's their government tax funds that is financing this horrendous campaign against your life. They're not going to do it. If you're waiting on your local police department to tell your story, it's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, I was so crazy when it started happening. I actually went down to the Morris Police Department. I was living at that time, because I had relocated for work purposes to the Chicagoland area, and I was living near the Joliet location, which is like the southern suburbs in Morris, Illinois. And I took all my evidence, went down to the Morris Police Department, filed this police report. I'm being stalked. Here's the license plate. Here's video footage of people following me. They've come to my home, and I have the evidence. I'm pretty organized and structured. So I had a whole portfolio, right? I got me a portfolio binder, and I wrote up witness statements, a chronological um, summarized events of the crimes that was being committed. I had it outlined with the photos to support my stories, including, tag numbers, all of this. I had been working on it for a while. So I go there. Hey, I'm being attacked, being harassed, stalked. Someone's trying to kill me. They have done horrendous things. They would unscrew the lug nuts on my tires before I go to work. And as I was rolling down the interstate, my tires would come off. All this stuff was happening. And I had pictures of it, evidence. Do you think they took my case serious? Gaslighting is what I experienced there at the police station. Mockery is what I experienced at the police station. They even brought in um, what they would call the local counselor, psychologist. Have you been experiencing stress lately? Have you gone through any traumatic events in your life? And I'm thinking to myself, I get it. I get it. You bring in a psychologist while I'm trying to make a police report. You know what I mean? And I got all my evidence here. It's obvious that the police are in on it as well. So what I did was I said, I do appreciate your time, officers. I see that the help that I was needing, you're unable to provide. So I will gladly take my information and seek other avenues of solution. Good day, sir. And walked out of there, because it was obvious they're in on it as well. You know what I mean? And this is just my personal testimony. And I thank you so much, Amanda, for sharing your story. I'm going to post these uh, comments, or your comments, on the public board feed, so that others can read along. People need to know that this is happening um, to many people across the world. Absolutely sad. This is sad. Yep, like Tyler said, the police is part of it, clearly, clear as day. Yeah, Absolutely, man. So it's racketeering, meaning that, you know, they're able to make money off human trafficking. Remember, the healthcare and mental health, which is the mental health care, which is a subsector of the healthcare industry, is major business here in the United States. We're talking multi-billion, multi-trillion dollar industry. This is a multi-billion dollar industry, enterprise. Healthcare, the healthcare industry is business. It's revenue generating business. So they don't make um, money off health cures. They make health money off health care. Now I will repeat that. They don't make money off health cures. CURES. They don't make money off that. If they cured you, there would be no money long term. So they make money off what is called health care. CARES. So meaning through the healthcare program enterprise or industry, they're able to generate revenue. One of these sub um, sectors of that is mental health care, right? So mental health care is increasing because they're fraudulently falsifying and creating, um, you know, the what's the word that I'm looking for? Um, they're they're basically fraudulently throwing people into this category that don't belong, right? In order to beef up, that industry. So this is how it works. Capitalism is corrupt. You know what I mean? It's a competitive market, and by any means necessary, these people are willing to uh, get that dollar bill, y'all. And that's just kind of where we're at. If they got to use lies, rumors, slander, false propaganda in order to um, get that profit, that's what they'll do. And if they get caught up in their crimes, right, or their criminal behavior, then it's called plausible deniability, where they flip it back on you. Instead of them being the criminal, them being the problem, they make it appear through perception management, which is part of the U.S. intelligence agency psychological um, whatever division, through their psychology. They use perception management, meaning make it appear to the public that this person is the problem, not us. And they can do that in various ways. You know what I mean? Various ways. Scripted or coached conversations where they take snippets and then they build false cases and false evidence against the person. Um, there's endless camaraderie of ways that they can actually flip it back on you. You know what I mean? Punt it off them, put it on you. It's their fault, that this is happening. And then they build false cases, bring in false witnesses, present, false things, and then control the story narrative. You never tell your side of the story. Any conversations or information that is presented to the public or the targeted group has to come through and be filtered by them. Meaning, by the time they get the information, it's scripted, it's edited, it's cut, it's hacked. You know what I mean? And they can build any sort of false story and make it appear to be true by the time they're done. Even through the internet, if you Google certain topics, they have the algorithms um, designed so certain, you know, um, things pop up first. It'll be the first thing you get to. If you type in targeted individual or gang stalking on YouTube, you're not going to get to my video first. You're not going to come to my channel or another real targeted individuals channel. You go through 100 people who's paid to make targeted individuals appear to be psychologically imbalanced before you actually get to one real targeted individual. These are facts, so putting out false information is just what they do. And I wish I could keep up with these um, comments. Let's see. And it says, the words say the love of money is the fruit of all wickedness. Absolutely, man. They love that money. They'll kill their mama for money. For that money, man, there's no telling what they, there was an old saying, it for those of you who's, I ain't gonna say old, but you know what I mean, maybe you're an 80s baby, right? Like myself. So you say, back in the days, it used to be a commercial, and it used to say, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Man, that is pretty much the gang stalker. What would they do for a freaking gift card? What wouldn't they do for a housing voucher? What would they do to have their car note paid? What would they do not to be the one who's being targeted and tortured? They'll do anything. What would they do for a couple of extra bucks? Obviously they have no limits, because they've done any and everything to me and my family, including my child. And this is just facts. These are facts. They've given my son brain damage. And he was actually picked him up from school today, surprised him and picked him up from school. And he was telling me, he said, Dad, he said, they hit me in the head with a laser and they heat up my brain, and it feels like my head is about to bust. And he said, I don't know why they do that. He said, but I constantly have to, roll over at night because it's like a laser or a microwave heating my head up. Now, as a father, as a parent who cares, you want to rip somebody's head off their body who's doing that to your child. The mere fact that they're doing it to a child who have a brilliant mind, and they want to destroy his brilliant mind, it's just sickening. And then as a parent, you want to defend your child, you want to take up for it, but you have to go through all these levels of world systems that they have in place in order to protect your child. You got to fight against the local police department. You got to fight against the state government because they're in on it. You got to go through the federal government and these autonomous alphabet crews because they're in on it. You got to fight the healthcare industry because they're in on it. You got to fight the social family care systems because they're in on it. You got to fight the schools because they're in on it. This entire Babylonian infrastructure is in on it. You know what I mean? The teachers are in on it. He goes to a doctor, the doctors are in on it. So it's like it's us against the world, literally what Tupac said. He said it's me against the world. And I feel where he was coming from. Of course, they offed him and killed him, but he was telling the truth. It is us against this wicked, dark world system. And that includes everything. If you think the police are on your side, you are delusional. If you think the federal government is on your side, you are hyper delusional, and you obviously don't know the history of this government, which have been known to genocide populations, known to non-consensually experimentation tate on groups and carry out these horrific, torturous programs. These MK Ultra. Look that up. Look up counterintelligence, COINTELPRO. Look up the LSD experiments. Look up the St. Louis radiation water experiment. Look up the Baltimore population control experiment. Look up the Tulsa Oklahoma City bombing of Black Wall Street. Look up the Tuskegee experiment, and the list goes on, all the way up to modern day. As a matter of fact, there's a book by Harriet. Uh, it's by Harriet Wilson, Dr. Harriet Wilson. It's called um, what's the name of that book? Oh man, um, it just slipped my mind. Just slipped my mind. Medical apartheid. That's the name of it. Go look that up. It's been a minute since I've checked that book out. Been years, as a matter of fact. But medical apartheid. It covers hundreds of thousands of recorded and documented non-consensual, torturous, inhumane experimentations recorded here in America, from the conception of America all the way up to modern day times. I advise anyone who wants to throw the word conspiracy theorist, fearmonger, whatever the case may be, to go get that book, read that book, and realize the truth, the ugly truth that have been hidden from you. Your ignorancy is not needed in order to validate this truth. What I'm saying is the truth, nothing but the truth, the whole truth. So help me, Yah, and that's just what that is. And there's many victims just like myself on this platform, and we are going to continue to speak this truth. We're going to take this truth and crush the enemy's head with it. And that's just what that is. I'm sorry I went off on a tangent, you guys, because I've been going through some things. And sometimes you just get built up in your spirit, and whenever you let it loose, you just gotta say what's on your mind. But that is what it is. Let me get back to these comments. Yeah, oh man, we got Osiris in the building. I gotta take the time to pause and salute this soldier right here, man. Osiris, that brother right there is truth, man. He's the truth. He present um, so much truth on this channel, and take the time if you go to Osiris's channel and you subscribe to read underneath his videos, because he has some really detailed, need to know information. Um, so this brother is academic. He has a head on his shoulders for real. Yeah. Um, yep. Orwellian bureaucracy, man. That's exactly what we in. If you never read the book, uh, by George Orwell, 1984, please go get that and read that book, because what we're talking about, surveillance state, um, this totalitarian oligarchy elite that's ruling over the vast majority of population, and you're divided up into subgroups, pretty much like the storyline of what's the name of that movie? Oh man, Divergent. That's pretty much the society we live in right now. Divergent. If you've never seen the movie, I've never seen the movie, but I've seen the movie clips on YouTube, uh, enough of them to get the full drift and summary of the story. That's where we're at. Yeah, all this stuff is true. All this stuff is true. What I'm sharing, Amanda is going off. She's snapping off in the comments. You keep on snapping, Amanda. You let it be known. You give these gang stalking demons a piece of your mind, and then some. Let the world know what they've done and continue to do unapologetically. May I add? Hey, Brother, those sentiments are true, man. True story. A lot of you guys, I go to your channel and I uh, often get encouragement, direction, and new knowledge just by watching your channels. Believe it or not, Osiris channel, Tony H channel, Miss Patrice channel, my boy Night Tiger's channel, and many different others who are on this platform sharing this truth and being brave out here where we have a world full of turtles. They either want to, you know, tuck inside their shell and hide from the world or crawl underneath a rock and pretend as if the problem don't exist. So I call them turtles in a hash shell. You know what I mean? We are in a world of cowardly ninja turtles because they're ducking and dodging, confronting the reality. And the reality is we are in the new world order. People are being controlled. They control what you can and cannot say on public platforms. They control what information you receive through public um, television or internet media or even newspapers. They control how you socialize or social distance. They control whether the population is in a state of fear or if mandates are relaxed and you're able to kind of go back to your normal daily life. They control pretty much anyone who's not disconnected from the you know hive mind, that herd mentality of the world. If you're disconnected, if you have independent creative thought process, you're the enemy, you're the target of this system. Why? Because they can't control you. They can't feed their psychotic, deceptive, wicked programming into your mind like a, you know, Intel Pentium processor. Because you're not a computer. You're independent, free thinking individual with free will and etc. And they don't want you to express your independent humanity. Humanity is the threat to the New World Order. Everything that makes you human threatens the New World Order. Your independent thought, your EQ or your emotional quotient, your ability to feel, sympathize, and empathize with others, your ability to rationalize. Sorry about that. Rationalize the information that is perceived and go, something don't add up about that. You know what I mean? Um, your what they call APC, your analytical processing capacity, which allows you to take that information, brainstorm it, right, compute it, and then regurgitate it in a capacity uh, 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 that allows you to respond to it in the truth of reality and not the deception of reality. So you have people who are lost in what is called um, DOR, which is the deception, perception of reality. And then you have people who see things as they are. And those are the ones who, are Christ minded, the way of truth and life. So they see it for what it truly is and not for what it appears to be. You know what I mean? So, and that goes deep. That goes back into MK Ultra, mind control, monarch, right? Perception management, being able to control someone's behavior, behavioral modification. And there's a lot of that. As a matter of fact, one of the foundational crux of the Gangstalking program is behavioral modification, a psychological field of vision that has its roots back in Germany. I'll put it that way to keep from getting tagged. But it traces its roots back to Germany. Can we behavioral modify someone, control and dictate their behavioral responses and overall outcome in order to manage them in a way that allowed them to fit in better with the overall social reengineering construct that they're trying to create underneath this New World Order UN Agenda 21 2030 program. Yep. So we have military in on it. We have everyone in on it. Um, Pretty sick. All I got to say is if your confidence is in world leadership right now, you should be really looking forward to failure. You should be really looking forward to disappointment because the world leaders have always let you down. Voting isn't going to change the situation, it's not going to make things better. Oftentimes, whenever I'm passing out my flyers, I come across somebody who wants to be smart and say, you need to vote. Um, Voting isn't going to change the situation. The next politician will be just as corrupt as the one they replace because the infrastructure, the construct in which they operate, the machine, right, in which they operate in is corrupt. So if the machine is corrupt, I don't care how you interchange the parts that, operate or move the machine is still going to produce corruption because it's a corruption producing machine. That's what the American, you know, um, Babylonian states of America is. It's a corruption producing machine. It's always, produced corruption. You put something good in or sacrifice something good in on one end, on the other end, it just produces corruption. That's just what it is. But they can market it underneath a good label, right? So patriotism, that sounds good. Community safety, that sounds good. Let's just label it as community safety, you know. Um, Healthcare, whatever they market it as. In reality, it's non-consensual, human experimentations, being people being drugged, genocide, torture, whatever the case may be. Those are the reality of it. That's the reality of the truth. But it don't sound as bad when you call it patriotism, healthcare, community policing, OSHA threat assessment guidelines, whatever the case may be. And so you have the world buying into the label, and then you have other folks digging inside the product and seeing that although the box is pretty, the packaging is pretty, what's inside is corruption, and it's making you sick. Ultimately, it's fatal to the whole of humanity. So I thank every last one of you guys for coming out here and once again, rocking with your boy, Mr. More Than a Conqueror, MTAC. Uh, Another day. And once again, I'm going to give the opportunity for someone to um, come on and share their story. If you don't want to come on, just do as Amanda is doing and share your story in the comment feed. As a matter of fact, Amanda, if you don't want to come on, I just want to um, allow your story to be heard. So, how long have you been a targeted individual, um, Miss Amanda? When did you discover that you are being targeted? This is just for the public so people can understand what is going on in your life and many other people like ourselves. If you can hear me, Amanda, how long have you known that you are a targeted individual? Oh man, that is deep. I'm putting this up here for you guys to see. Amanda um, said 3. I've I've never heard that one before. You know what I mean? And I know, well, I've heard people say they've been targeted since birth, and I do believe that many of us, if not all of us, have been targeted since birth. So um, at 3 years old, man, that's deep. That is sick. That is sick. Who does this? And to this day, so from the age of 3, um, you know, you've been you've been targeted. Man, this is sick. Um, your parents, your parents, what were they involved or were they targeted as well? I know you mentioned earlier something about your family, and I'll give you time to, to respond. But people's story needs to be heard, and I've always wanted people to be able to share their story here on this platform. That's why a lot of the videos that you see on my channel are um, shared stories and testimonies of people who's been targeted, tortured, and socially dissimulated underneath the guise of national security and these Masonic protocols. So Amanda says she is now 35. That is a long time. That's for those of you who can't count 32 years of torture, targeting. Says so her brother and her family is Masonic elites. This is sick, man. And a lot of people don't know about these secrecy groups, right? So for those of you I, who never heard of Masonry, which I don't know how you could have never heard of it. Maybe there's someone out there who's never heard of it. The Masonic Order is a secret society, and its roots. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to do a lecture today on who the Masons are, but you can go look it up and research that for yourself. But just say they are the so-called keepers of the light. When I say the light, I mean the Luciferian knowledge of good and evil. You know what I mean? They call themselves the light bearers or protectors. It's very Luciferian. It goes back into um, some deep stuff, man. You're talking about. I could be here for days talking about that stuff, but they're referred to in the New Testament as the builders. So when you're reading the New Testament or the testimony of Christ, which is Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, they're referred to as Pharisees and Sadducees. These would be your now called like your Scottish rites and your York rite Masons or whatever the case may be. Um, and then they're also referred to as the builders. And this goes back to the knowledge of the fallen angels. But she says her family is part of these orders, and they operate in secret capacities, controlling uh, all aspects of Western world construct that you call democracy, which I'm going to be quiet and get back to her story because this is what we're talking about. She said they're elites. She said, I got taken at 5. This is Miss Amanda's story that I'm sharing here with the world. Um, at 5 was in the system, still being used under the radar. And now my cuz is a pie. Don't know what that means. Are you saying, Amanda, correct me if I'm wrong, are you saying that at the age of 5 you were sexually abused? You know, I'm hoping that's not what that means. I'm trying to understand that phrase. I do have it posted. Um, if that is, man, my heart goes out to you, man. That is, wow. That is deep. That is deep. So just bring some clarity there, because um, that is deep, man. And that's why I always say there's always someone going through worse than what we are. You know, that is, man, that's heavy. I've gone through some stuff, but I gotta say that one takes the cake right there. So her biological family. Um, so she says, so I was taken from them and still kept into a family of them. Okay, she said bio, not brother, but my biological family was the blood club. Okay, so the bio or the biological family was the blood club, and this goes deeper than my my knowledge. I don't know I don't know the in depth on these secret organizations because I've never been a part of them, um, you know, or anything like that. So I don't know the inside scoop. And you're telling me that your biological blood family was a part of these secret societies. Yeah. And as Shonda just said, man, I am sorry to hear that too. That is deep. Uh, Still catching up on these comments. Oh man, this is wow. Posting this comment up here right now. I want people to take time to pause and to read this. Do not rush over this statement. This is the reality. This is many people's story, but this is a real person, a real heart crying out. And I want anyone who's watching this video to take the time and to read and ponder the words of this victim. This person is I'm not going to call you victim. I'm going to call you victorious. This victorious person who have undergone this horrific thing. It says, I'm going to read it. It says, that is why I have no fear because of the grooming and the almost being killed and being brought back to life over because you have a purpose. The Most High definitely have a purpose for your life, man. And it says, and being sexually abused, etc. This is sick. This is someone from the age of 3, age of 5, being taken from their family, being sexually abused. This is why I say the system have no love. The system is demonic. The system is demonic, and people know what is going on. Families know what's going on. Your friends and neighbors, they know what's going on. The school know what's going on. Your local police department, your state and federal, they know what's going on, and they're part of these sick satanic orders. You know what I mean? Secret societies. But this is what's happening, and no one wants to discuss it because they're fearful. But as Amanda just said, she's fearless. From the age of 3, she's gone through this sexual abuse, being tortured, being taken away, um, and offered what the scripture called sacrificing your child unto Moloch, to these secret, satanic, ungodly, satanic societies where they're sexually abusing children. I'm not talking about something that is foreign and far-fetched. We have Amanda here, brave enough to speak up, speak out, and share her story. She's one of the children who's now an adult who was abused by these um, sick, don't want to call them people, demons in human flesh. These people who wear titles and exalted in the social context of things. You know, these are politicians. These are your law enforcers. These are your educators. These are your rich, you know, wealthy, productive communities, members of the community. And this is what they're doing. Let me try to catch up. She says, "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger." That is absolutely true. It couldn't take you out. It wasn't stronger than you. Oh man, we got my queen in the building. Uniquely Made Warrior. She is back. This lady right here, I want you guys to go check her out. Queen Uniquely Made Warrior is strong woman. I remember I was strolling through the channels of targeted individuals, and I came across her channel, and I said, "We got a real one right here, man. We got a real one." You can just tell. I've never met this lady in person, but you can tell real people just by hearing their story. You know what I mean? You can just, you know what I mean? You know the real from the fake. They have a lot of fake targeted individuals out there, but it's something about when somebody spits, like Amanda is spitting right now, that real, it just makes you pause and you go, that right there, that's real. You know what I mean? Like what she's saying is coming from the heart. And so you guys go check out Uniquely Made Warrior as well, um, who's got an amazing story to tell as well. But she is definitely in the house. Yes, Shunda G, this lady went through a lot as a child, man. That's some heavy stuff. She said, "I was kept in a basement and I had to put hard noodles in water to eat." Man, un, unreal. I used to complain about ramen noodles, but at least my ramen noodles, you know, are soft enough to eat. Somebody always got it harder than you do. This is why come, you know, I wake up and thank the Father every single day because someone's always worse off than I am. When I think I got it as bad as it gets, someone else comes along and let me know it can get much, much worse. Here's a lady still being gang stalked, still being tortured, still being, you know, harassed as a targeted individual whom they want to classify as crazy. They classify us as, you know, crazy. No, we're very strong, resilient, um, as an individual and as a group. You know how much strength, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, it takes in order to go through this and still be able to stand up and have enough wherewithal to even articulate cognitively, you know, your story in your mind. That is, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, Amanda, I mean, my hat is off to you today. I don't know if I'm subscribed to your channel, but I'm definitely going to go check you out. You know, I'm going to definitely go check you out. I don't think I'm subscribed to your channel, but I'm going to definitely subscribe after this. As soon as this live stream is over, I'm going to look you up and hopefully you're sharing this on your channel. And it says, I have to be kind of quiet, always being watched. Yeah, they're watching all of us, man. That's one thing that they do. They always watching everywhere we go. 24 track, trace, monitored, surveilled. if I move my vehicle, I can guarantee you there'll be 20 or 30 cars out of the middle of nowhere follow me wherever I go. Oftentimes, I just leave and go in a circle and come right back to where I was just to confuse them. But yeah, we're being tracked, traced, monitored, surveilled 24/7. Phones being monitored. Um, Family knows about it. They contact family, friends, anyone behind our back, spread lies, rumors, all about us. It's like a Truman Show. If you ever seen that movie, The Truman Show, that's my life. You know what I mean? That's our life, but definitely mine. That's my life, for real. The Truman Show. Everyone's in on it. It says she's teaching us a lot about these societies. Yes, you know, she's teaching us a lot because I didn't even know this stuff. I knew they did some sick stuff. Never had a um, victim come and say, that they've been sexually abused since the age of 3 by these sick satanic secret societies. You know, this is sick. And it's not unheard of. Even in a lot of these religious organizations, you have, priests and so forth underneath the clergy that have gone to prison or gotten fines. The whole Catholic Church got fined millions of dollars some years back because there was little altar boys and possibly girls, because they never said the female side of the story, that had been sexually abused since they was like 4 or 5 years old. So it's surprising, but I know it's true. I know it's believable because it's public information that this is what they do. It says others have it worse. I never want any. Yeah, yeah, man. Amanda, we're here. I'm glad I took the time for you to express your story because this is amazing. You know, this is amazing that when I say amazing, it's amazing that you're still here to be able to tell your story. Most victims who have experienced what you experienced, they make sure their story never get heard. You know, I'm not saying the worst, but that's pretty much the sick thought process in order to silence the voice of the victim. But here, we don't silence voices of victims. It says in the scriptures, I believe it's Revelations chapter 19, forget what verse, but it says, we overcome by the words of our testimony. You know what I mean? So we lift it loud, tell people your testimony, because this is how we overcome. This is how we gain victory over the enemy, not by being silent, but by speaking out. This is why they want to take away your First Amendment right. They want you to be silent. Never be silent. Tell your story as loud and often as you possibly can. And like my boy Night Tiger just said, stay strong. Every last one of you. Amanda is strong. So, you know what, Amanda, if you have like a email or something like that that you can share in the comment box, I want everyone on this channel who's real, who have a heart, to reach out to Amanda. And we want to build a support group around this lady. Let her know that she's not in this fight alone. She's not in this fight alone. That she do have people. We may not have much, but we have her back, and we have each other's back. So please share your information if you would like to. If you have an email or something that you don't mind sharing, please do so. And I want you guys to reach out to her with words of encouragement, support, if you can, because we all are helpers one to the other. If we're divided, we're weak. You see what I'm saying? That's how we're being beat, is because they keep targeting individuals divided. And every time we get to coming together, they sow discord. They sow seeds of discord amongst the brethren. They send in infiltrators and agents, and before you know it, we're never able to come together. Never able to come together. But we got to defeat this tactic that the enemy have been using to keep us divided. You know, it's kind of crazy. It's hard for the real ones. I know in my area, it is. I've only met met one real targeted individual in my entire life. I'm talking about in person, and I came across them by accident. You know what I mean. And when I say that, I'm talking about someone who knows they're a targeted individual and speak out about it. And it was a pastor. He was passing out flyers um, at a gas station. He was a pastor, and he was also a vet. He was in the military, and he did a special ops mission. And when he came back, and this was back in like 89, 91, Desert Storm era. I guess because of the information that he had, they later targeted him and his family. And so he was passing out information about the counterintelligence program. Him and his family, his child had been, his baby child, newborn, they had murdered his new child and so forth. And when he handed me the information and I got to reading over it, I said, "You're a targeted individual." He never heard the word targeted individual. He just knew he was a victim of the counterintelligence program. And we got to talking and we exchanged information and so forth. But that is the only real targeted individual that I've ever met in person before. Other than that, they've kept me from meeting any other, you know, targeted individual. Says, but I do have to go. Much love to all of you. Amazing. Yeah. Best wishes, Amanda. She says I stay hidden because of all that is about to happen over this way. Okay. Yeah, I mean, whatever it takes for you to be safe, that's what you do. I don't want to, um, you know, put you in a position where it could bring hurt, harm, or danger or create insecurity around you in any capacity. I just want you to understand that you are definitely um, admired. You have support. You have our love. You have our prayers here on the journey to truth and life. And so, says many will be killed and many are going to be in chains and shackles, some for work and some will be used for sex slaves. Wow. And workers. If you don't mind me asking, are you in America or do you live here in America? This is this is sick, man. What kind of world we live in? Man, we live in a sick, sick world. This is ridiculous. Um, yeah, Amanda, are you in America or are you overseas? Um, family is part of intelligence. Yeah, man, sick. Yeah, the alphabet cruise. I know all about that. Trust me. Me and the alphabet crews have had our rounds over the years for quite some time. Trust me. I've had literally, I've had CIA land black op helicopters at my job, and I worked at JB Hunt then, petty job, and they actually literally flew black ops helicopter, landed at my job, and came inside. And so anybody who worked at JB Hunt during the era that I worked there in Joliet, forget the physical address, but it was off Round Rock Drive. Please watch this video and hit the thumbs up if you know your boy's telling the truth, because it's out there. What I'm saying is the guy's and it's truth. Uh, so I know what you mean when you say what you're saying. She's near Chicago, yes. Yeah. Yep. Chicago is horribly infiltrated with the Alphabet crew. They got the FBI headquarters downtown. They got the NSA building off I-88. They got the UN, United Nations quarter division downtown. You know what I mean? It is sick. That city is corrupt. I know it like the back of my hand, and I just moved there, and that's where my wife was from, and she's now deceased. Um, and I'm telling you, that city right there, you talking about corruption. That is, that's the face of the beast right there. The city of Chicago is the face of the American beast. Real talk. Yeah, man, do whatever it takes to protect, yourself and your family. And it kind of hurts my heart that there's people out there like this, that it's going through and you want to protect, and it's difficult for us to, you know what I mean? But the prayers of the righteous go a long way. So every, person with a prayer life, with a relationship with the Father who's watching this currently or at a later date, please lift Amanda up in prayer. Send uh, extra prayer, extra angels, ask the Father to give her extra protection, guidance, and a way out to safety, a refuge. We know He is our refuge. He is our place of safety. Um, but she's been through enough. We've all been through enough. Yeah, man. And make sure you keep coming back to this channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Uh, so I would love to take the information that you've shared today and do a full video on this. This is this is priceless. The fact that you are sharing this information, so people who may be hesitant on believing whether or not what we're complaining about is true, they can actually see it from firsthand from a victim. As she's a hero in my book. And I don't care what anyone say. The fact that she was brave enough to come on this platform and tell her story lets me know she's brave. She's a warrior. You got a warrior's heart, and the Most High is going to protect you because you have a special purpose for your life. And I said this in my previous video. I said the Most High always, if you have purpose, He's always going to give you provision. He's going to provide you with everything you need. He's always going to give you power. He's going to empower you to complete the purpose that He's assigned you to. Um, and He's going to give you divine protection. So you're going to have all three. You're going to have the protection, you're going to have the power, and you're going to have the provision that it takes in order to complete your destiny, which is your divine purpose here on this earth. And you can rest assured of that. Not saying it's going to be easy or it have been easy, but no weapon formed against you is going to prosper. And I'm speaking that into your life and into the atmosphere for all targeted individuals, persecuted saints. Says, okay, you're from Springfield. Yeah, I've been through Springfield before on the I-55 close to Bloomington. Yep. Never, don't know much about Springfield, but I've driven through there a few times. Dr- Drove through Springfield probably about a month ago, I would say, maybe 2 months ago. So I am familiar with the area. Yeah, man, what my boy Night Tiger just said, Chicago, New York is like Gotham City for real. You know what I mean? You got psychopaths running the city, running amok, and that's just what it is. And the best we can do is just throw on a costume, um, grab some gadgets, and get the swinging on them, because police can't help us. They only show up when the fight is done. Says we all be okay no matter what. Pain is temporary, but heaven is forever. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's real. Said, I did subscribe a long time ago, but kept missing you. Okay, yeah. Because it's sporadic. They It's so difficult for me to like go live. It's difficult for me to upload videos. Sometimes I probably have close to 50 videos that I have wanted to upload, attempted to upload, and never got the opportunity to upload because of the infiltration on my account. They'll the video to upload to maybe 60%, and then they'll take it all the way back down to zero. It may be a short video, and 3 hours will pass by, and it'll still be on 2%. You know what I mean? Um, just ignorant stuff. Just ignorant stuff that I have to go through. So people who are subscribed to my channels, what they want to do is discourage the subscribers from staying subscribed, or new subscribers from subscribing to my channel. If that makes sense. I'm a little tongue tied, but that's what it is to shadow ban someone. This is how they shadow ban people. Now, on the other hand, some idiot who's talking about, no good stuff, downing females, or, just things that's not going to edify or help bring enlightenment and truth in anyone's life, um, they'll have 100,000 subscribers. They'll never have any sort of glitches in their live stream. This is the truth of the matter. But your boy, I go through it. Yep, told you. As a matter of fact, when I did go through that, I stopped in Bloomington at the there's a um, there's a pilot truck stop right across from. like off the, I guess that would be the 5572 business loop. You know what I'm talking about? Stopped there, got something to eat, hollered at a few folks. Unfortunately, my gang stalking have made me so popular. By the time I stopped in Bloomington, people already pretty much knew my face, even if they don't know much about me. I mean, they were waving and excited because apparently I must be pretty popular in the, gang stalking community. They already know me by face. Soon as I get out, some of them um, feels like I'm a hero, which I'm just some guy out of here struggling to make it, trying to figure out why the heck would the United States government and the alphabet crew be trying to assassinate me and my family. So nothing special about me other than I'm just a tool that the Most High use every now and again to do his handiwork. So that is the area where all these things happen. I'm familiar. So 20 minutes from Bloomington, man, small world. And you would never guess the area that she's talking about, uh, where these sick things happen. If you actually went there, you would think, it's an upscale, safe community full of. This is a college town that she's talking about, so a lot of educated people, a lot of universities. Wherever there's plenty of schools and universities, you're going to have high policing, right? So high police presence. You would think that the community would be very safe from criminal activities, but no, that's not the truth. The police presence and those, highly community exalted, educated, so-called educated folks with degrees are the criminals. They're the perpetrators. They're your pedophiles. They're your rapists. They're your torturers. They're part of these secret societies that she is speaking on, that's conducting this. This is what we call white collar criminals. People that come out and do the sickest, most heinous things, but they're wearing a three-piece suit. They're wearing a, you know, our money, which I call your money, suit, because they pay for it with your tax dollars by swindling others out of their money. There's a movie. It says "The Devil Wears Prada." Where there's the devil in the red dress. That's pretty much what you're dealing with when you go to the Springfield, Bloomington area. It looks very high skill, upclass, suburby, rich, but obviously these people are sick in the head because they're raping children. Not just children, but they're raping men, they're raping women, they're raping animals, they're pretty much raping anything they can get their hands on because they're not human. And when I say they're not human, they lack emotion, the emotional conviction that restrains a human being from doing these sorts of sick things. This is why come the scriptures call them snakish beasts of the field. Read the book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 1. These are the snakes in your garden of life. Very intellectual. It says more crafty and subtle, meaning intellectual. They're intellectual of any beast. So beast is something that don't have emotions. Beast of the field. If a leopard or something get after you, he's not thinking about, oh man, she's got to go to work tomorrow. He's got kids. You know what I mean? He probably wouldn't enjoy if I made him a snack. No, a beast is just thinking about fulfilling their own appetite and desires. And so this is who and what we're dealing with. But they'll fool you once they put on that suit or they put on that uh, Versace or Prada dress, right? So it says, I was honored. We all have able to chat. Yeah. So thank you as well, Amanda. Please come back again. I did share my email address in the live chat. If you want to email me, so I can reach out to you. Would love to have you on this platform, so I can do a better job at getting your story heard. Yeah, Market Street area. Yep, absolutely. Yes, I am number one. I mean, them gang stalkers, those gang stalkers, they are. As soon as I step out, it's like they've seen a celebrity. You know what I mean? They get to waving and pointing. That's him. Some of them come over. They want to take pictures with me. It gets really weird and strange. It's like being a famous celebrity without the money. That's exactly what my life feels like. Um, Almost got kidnapped one night, but scared the person with my words. They ran away saying sorry. Yeah. And she said, and that was in college at 18. She almost got kidnapped. Hey, you guys, don't be stupid. Protect yourself. If you don't care, if you're not able to um, invoke your Second Amendment right, watch Night Tiger's channel. You know, he does knife training on his channel. It sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, we live in a world where human trafficking is at a all-time high. Human trafficking is the, you know what I mean? That's the, what they call it, the black market business. That is the new human trafficking is the new gold rush. I actually was reading an article. It says human trafficking is the new gold rush. As soon as I read the topic, I already knew what they meant. You know, that's what people are flocking to. People are relocating just to human trafficking. Guess who's the victims? We are the victims of human trafficking. So if you got to learn how to use a knife, ladies carry mace. Um, if you don't know how to use mace, watch some videos. Carry it on your keychains. These people in these white vans, a lot of RVs, creeps riding around in RVs, widows with um, a lot of weird tags on their cars. Watch out for them. Have your mace ready. Be ready to, aim and spray in their eyeballs. Because I don't care how demonic they are. If you hit them with that pepper spray in their eyeballs, they are going to, you know what I mean? They're going to drop and roll. If somebody can take a shot of freaking pepper spray in their eyeballs and keep coming at you, I don't know what to tell you. But I can guarantee you that pepper spray will put them on the ground. And that's just what that is. you know Learn how to protect yourself, and I will try to do some videos on self-defense. As a matter of fact, Night Tiger, if you're in the building tomorrow around 5:30, if you're free, I want you to come on here, and we're going to allow you to share with the people self-defense tactics, things that they can do in order to stay protected and aware. Would you be okay with that? Because I know you live in a high volume area, either New York or Philadelphia, somewhere, New Jersey, something like that. Um, and you have to be on your P's and Q's at all times. So if you're okay with it, we'll be back here tomorrow at 5:30, and the objective is going to um, be to share with others tactics to stay safe in this unsafe world, because it's all around us. Many of us are spread out. You know, we're all over the place. I'm down south right now, and some of us on the East Coast, some of us on the West Coast, some of us are mid North. You know, wherever you are, the world is an unsafe place. So we want to know how to stay um, protected spiritually, mentally, and physically in this dangerous world that we're living in. Yep, just as Amanda said, you know, these vans. Okay, Night Tiger Friday is fine. I'm going to share my email once again. Make sure you know you guys hit me up on that email, and I will get back with you if they try to spam or do something crazy. Because, like I said, all my email accounts is hacked. So I'll be looking for those emails from you guys. Yeah, it says and make it so the driver doesn't have to hear anything. Yeah, man, Amanda, your story is so deep. It's just mind blowing. Really, that's just mind blowing. You know, yeah, that's just mind blowing. Amanda, you took the cake. Um, it's real heavy. Some heavy stuff. And my heart goes out to you. Definitely send me an email, and you know what I mean. We'll link up. Night Tiger, please send me that email on Friday. We're gonna make it happen. Of course, you know we got to get around the technical difficulties. Once again, Shunda G, thank you for coming out, and thank you for your prayers and support. Always much appreciated. As usual, Tony H, thank you for coming out and showing your support for your boy. You know, hopefully we can link up on your channel sometime real soon. I always miss your live streams for whatever reason or another, or it's difficult for me to get in and so forth. Uniquely Made Warrior, um, thank you for coming out, showing your prayers, your support, and so forth. And tonight's goal, I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you guys to all remember Amanda names. I don't know how to properly pronounce your last name, Amanda. Um, I would say Amanda Schroetz. I I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Amanda Schroetz. If you guys will, if you're a human being and you have a heart, you have a soul in your body, please lift Amanda up in prayer. As a matter of fact, this is going to be this week's challenge. This week's challenge is going to be to lift up Amanda Schroetz in prayer. You may not be in her area, but we are going to give our united prayer power to Amanda so that she can experience breakthroughs and blessings and justice for the things that she have gone through. And so, um, she wrote, okay. So it's Amanda Sherrote. I am the worst when it comes to pronunciating words. A little known fact, I had to take communication courses when I was young, articulation, and it continued my entire life. They said I couldn't speak well, and I just overcompensated by constantly taking communication courses over and over and over. Um, Still to this day, even as an adult, if I can, I'm still practicing old material from my communication and speech therapy classes. So if I'm not pronouncing that word right, I do apologize. But you guys see her name. You know who we're talking about. And if you're in the building and you're a human being and you have a heart, we want your heart to consider Miss Amanda and lift her up. All right. Um, that's the challenge of the week. Today is Wednesday for 7 days straight. From Wednesday, from this Wednesday, all the way to next Wednesday for 7 days straight. You guys mention her every time you pray. And so we're going to be closing out. We're over 2 hours. So if there's nothing else, I got cut off. I do apologize if you guys weren't able to hear what I said. We're going to be lifting Amanda up for the next 7 days. So from this Wednesday to next Wednesday, please mention Amanda in your prayer every time you pray. And we're praying for her peace of mind, her power, her deliverance, and her to be justified, her to get divine judicial justification in her situation. And not just for her, but everyone who's gone through child abuse, pedophilia, child torture, and all the things that she's mentioned in this video. We're asking for them to be lifted up as well. And we're going to do that for 7 days straight, Amanda. And till next time, make sure you guys stay woke. If you're not woke, wake up. Stay human. Keep feeling for the next person who's going through just like you, and be blessed. Boy, MTAC has got to be his out.